No matter what a black man does, he's going to be critiqued. I've, like most people have heard, that Diddy's son got a scholarship to think to UCLA, I believe, based off his grade point average and his athletic skills, for what I've read. And there are people in the media, and even out here on YouTube, are mad or have this strong disagreement or strong feelings about Diddy's son getting a scholarship. Now I'm gonna tell you something. We don't know what Diddy tells his children. You know, a lot of people think we saw Diddy on those TV shows, and Diddy got this personality. That may be his personality for out, his flamboyant personality outside of the music industry. We don't know what Diddy or the boy's mom want put type of rules and regulations or whatever you want to call it in place for their son. Now, if that young brother earned that scholarship, he should take it. Because his father is a millionaire doesn't mean that his son is necessarily going to be a millionaire. There are a lot of people out here who are wealthy, whose names you never heard, whose children had to start from the bottom up to teach them responsibility. My thing is, every time a black celebrity or a black man who's well-to-do do something for their children, or they figure because they're well-to-do that somehow their kids got in because daddy influence. A lot of people are judging what white men and white women do with their children to judge black parents, especially black men. You know, when Diddy's son got that, was that Maybach for his 16th birthday, I believe? People are like, that's too extravagant of a gift. But I've never heard anybody criticize Donald Trump spoiling his kids or any other rich person spoiling their children. It just seemed to me when a black man shows his son love and compassion or hold his son to a high standard, or if his son does well, people start questioning whether or not they got it through their own merits. Now, we have to be extremely careful not to do this because, like I said before, that's Diddy money. We don't know what Diddy told his son. We don't know what his mother told her son. We judging black folk by white standards, and tell you got to be careful because I'm listening, read some of the comments out here, and you can tell the difference between white and black. Number one, and you see some of the videos out here. Look, I have a cousin. She's a singer. I'm not going to say who she is because I don't want anybody to start, Googling and then start putting two together and finding out certain information about me and things or her. But let's put it like this: she's a well-known R&B singer. If she's on Beyonce or Mary J level, she can out-sing her. Let's put it like that, okay? And she has a famous album that a couple of songs, I should say, that came back out in the mid to late 80s. And if you go to like any talent show, any black barbecue with black people, they playing her song. And when I was in grammar school, I remember telling my friend, hey, this is my cousin. And they like, oh, it's not your cousin. Why is your cousin? If it's your cousin, why aren't you rich? People associate somebody wealthy. That means the whole family got to be wealthy, or everybody got to be getting their shine on. That's not necessarily true. Just like when Jim Carrey's daughter went for American Idol, I believe, last season, and everybody was bitching about, that's Jim Carrey's daughter. Her daddy is rich. He should be able to buy her. Maybe he don't want to do it. Maybe she didn't want that. We have to be extremely careful not to punish certain celebrities or their children for getting what they earn. Now, if it came out that Diddy put his hand on the scale and said, look, I want my son to go here, I want my son to be this and that, then that's different, but there's no proof saying that. If I had a child, let's say I was a billionaire, and I wanted to teach my child responsibility, something that's lacking in this day and age with children. I'm going to say, son, I love you. I'll make sure, you got some food in the refrigerator. While you away at school, I'll probably give you a couple $100 to make sure you have some money in your pocket. But as far as everything else, you got to earn it. It makes you stronger. My mother and father, there were times my mother and father was very comfortable. Very comfortable. They didn't spoil us. They made us earn whatever we got. That's why today as an adult, me and my brother, we whatever we get, we've earned. We don't look for somebody just to give us freebies. Now, since my mother's not here anymore, if my father says son or sons or daughters or whoever he want to give his children, I would turn it down first, but you had to force me to take it from my dad because the way we've been raised. We don't know if Diddy didn't steal it in his son, and just because his father's rich, don't punish his young brother. Now see, people criticize black men for not being in their sons' lives or taking an interest or teaching them values or morals or pushing education. Now he's getting critiqued. I was just watching The View, and I don't agree with Elizabeth Hasselbeck on a lot of crap. But she said some things. She said, why are we penalizing him for doing what the American dream? Or doing what he's supposed to do? Just like when people like Donald Trump and them criticizing President Obama. Why are you criticizing this man for doing what all Americans should be doing for strive for? See, it's a different set of rules for black men. There are a lot of white kids out there have gotten shit they shouldn't have gotten, but their parents can afford it. They put like I give you for example, former President George Bush Jr. His father was over the CIA. They come from a long line of money. His son and I have the grades to get into. What was that, Yale or Harvard, whatever Ivy League school he went to? He was a CD student. He got in there. But a black kid that actually got the grades and got as good as sports, people are saying he should get a scholarship that his father paid for. What if his father don't want to pay for it? Just because you rich don't mean that you want to pay for everything. I mean, look how politicians are acting. Look how people don't want to pay taxes. I'm telling you, a lot of this is racially biased. Here it is, you got black men in their sons' lives, and now if a son gets ahead, like your daddy did something, you penalize him for his father. I'm no ways mean a fan of Diddy. I think Diddy and Simmons and Jay-Z and them did a lot of damage to the image of the black community, along with Ice Cube and Dre and them. But if they children earn what they got, leave them alone. Rich or not, leave them alone. Now this young brother, everywhere he go, he's going to have a microscope on him because he's Diddy's son. We have to be extremely careful not to do this to our children or our people. I can understand if we're talking about how rich celebrities have made money off the black community and have not reinvested into their community. That's a whole different subject. And I don't expect you, because you're rich, you should give back. But I'm saying it would be nice that you look back at the people who got you where you at. But if his son earned it, that's his son. Daddy or not, his son earned it. He shouldn't have to give anything back or feel bad. Now, if his father had some influence, that's a different story. But I don't think Diddy done it, because I'm telling you, rich black men are despised. Trust me on this. They would say, oh, Diddy, his son wanted to go to UCLA and, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, if the young brother is good at sports and got a 3.9 or something, grade point average, leave him alone. There's too many criticisms of young black men or black men in general that, we don't do with other ethnicities. I don't remember anybody ever asking a question what Donald Trump kids went to school or what Mitt Romney kids have done and what influence they've had. Like the Kennedy family, from what I understand, half of them was stuck on stupid because of their name. They got into places they shouldn't have gotten into. I don't see people doing that. But it seems to me it's just like it's always somebody analyzing young black men or their fathers. And don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I say I wish my father was well-to-do and he could have done certain things. But you know what? That was selfish of me, but that was also human. But that doesn't mean that Diddy did it. Diddy can be a lot of things, but I don't think he did this. Now, if it's proven that he did, I apologize. But if his son earned it, let his son be. That's not hold him responsible because his father's rich. That's his daddy money. And daddy might figure my son's at the age now, he got to be responsible. We have to be very careful because if we're going to hold this set of rules and standards, that means whether you're rich, poor, you're going to be held to a certain set of rules. And y'all are not going to like it. Because I hear people talking about, well, you got kids out the middle class are struggling. Okay. Nobody told you to go off to try to get into a major university off the bat. And you had to look at the major universities' admission policies. Like I was telling my younger brother, it had to be about 10 years. Let me see, 10. Yeah, let's see. It's been about 10 years now, and my late mother and my father was telling him, saying, "Hey, bro, hey man, you don't have the grades to try to jump off into these big universities. Go to your junior college, get your grade point average up where you can get on a scholarship somewhere. Get in where you fit in." No, no, no. I want to go to this, going to downstate Illinois. I'm like, okay. Dude got fucked up credit now. He flunked out because he wanted to go. He wanted to just brag where he can come on during the break. Say, I go to such and such university. He can't even go to a junior college because his credit's fucked up. If that's what you're trying to accomplish by putting on an air or a show for people, then don't do it. But if you got the grades, go for it. But if you poor or you struggle, your parents are struggling, you got to use your wise mind. Say, you know what, my mom and dad can't afford to send me to this college or pay for it, even if I got the grades. There must be other things I can apply for. Grants, a Pell Grant, I should say. Stay away from the fucking loans. The interest rates will kill you. Or you can join the military. Do your 3.5 to 4, how many years you're gonna do? Get your GI Bill and use that. It's ways around certain things. But because somebody's parent is rich or well-to-do, don't penalize the kid. Because now this young brother may start developing a complex. Well, if people are going to judge me on my merits, are they going to say my daddy had something to do with it? And that would actually cause friction between him and his father. But if y'all gonna criticize Diddy, y'all better get every white male in Hollywood, on politics, or in big business who've gotten their sons into places they shouldn't have been. Black people, don't you fall for that he's rich shit. You starting to sound like white folks when you start using these false equivalents. Think about it.